You know that nowadays we have to fight so many fake stuff and synthetic stuff generated by AI, like fake relationships, fake music, fake clips and videos that we see everywhere. We have to, well, tell if they're real or not. But we also have fake food, and besides the fake meat that is being sold everywhere, and well, no, I'm against that. Now we have fake butter. As in, a Bill Gates backed company is now producing butter with no animals, no plants, and no oils. It's made from carbon. And last time I checked, I don't think carbon is a nutritious a source of nutrition. The company is working with the restaurants, bakeries, and food suppliers to incorporate their carbon-made butter. Mainstream media reports it has the blessing and backing of Bill Gates, and we know that Bill Gates is one of the fittest scientists of. Oh no, wait. Bill Gates is neither a scientist or fit. So I don't know why are these people listening to him, and why in the name of anything that is sacred would anybody think that it's a good idea to make synthetic butter? Besides that, I'm pretty sure it's a very good business. I'm really sure that said synthetic butter is going to be cheaper than the real thing, and you know what to say, more humane. It's gonna be more humane. That's why we need to eat the fake stuff, because we need to save nature. But this is some kind of report on this.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process.
I'm pretty sure that she's lying, but well, let's go with that.
And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia.
In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening.
So you're using this gas right now to cook your food, and we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas.
The company
all right. Does that make sense? You're gonna. All right.
is called Savor, and you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate.
This is pretty novel to be able to make food that looks and tastes and feels exactly like dairy butter, but with no agriculture whatsoever.
And no long ingredient list the average person can't pronounce.
It's really just our fat, some water, a little bit of lecithin as an emulsifier, and some natural flavor and color.
I always, I was talking about this when we were talking about the procedure. I made a video about the buccal fat removal, and in that video I told you that whenever you see something that looks too easy or too short or too fast, that is a red flag, because everything in nature is so beautifully complicated, so beautifully created in a way that you wonder of how exquisitely complex everything is. And making people claim that, oh yeah, we just made the real thing, quote unquote, with just 3 ingredients, and it tastes, feels, and it's everything like the real thing. No, there must be a caveat in
natural
there.
Flavor and color.
How? Fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen chains. The goal here? Replicate those chains without animals or plants. And they did it. They tell me to simplify. They take carbon dioxide from the air and hydrogen from water, heat them up and oxidize them. The final result?
It looks like a wax.
Okay, the next thing they're gonna say is that they can synthesize beeswax and honey, and what else are you gonna make synthetic? I'm pretty sure. I would like to know what is the implications of eating such a thing.
Like a candle wax at first.
But they're fat
like a candle wax at first.
molecules, like the ones in beef, cheese, or vegetable oils.
Sustainability is why we are here.
It's all done releasing 0 greenhouse gases, using no farmland to feed cows.
We're not at full capacity in this facility.
Okay, I'm worried about this kind of things. They are touring the installations, and we see a tank that says literally slop water. I'm worried that the butter that they want to put in restaurants in people's homes uses some kind of stuff called slop water. I really don't want to find out. I don't want to find out.
And even though we're standing in a factory setting,
And in addition to the carbon footprint being much lower for a process like this, right, the land footprint is like 1,000 times lower than what you need in traditional agriculture.
I know what you're thinking.
I think we need to taste.
Yeah, you absolutely know what I'm thinking.
I would love for you to taste this.
How does it taste?
I love butter, so I'm going to take a really healthy amount.
Admittedly, surprisingly, like butter.
Cheers.
You know, I couldn't help but imagine that this is one of those Elizabeth Holmes moments in which they use real butter to make it seem like the butter that they are making feels it's like the real thing. I don't know. I am not saying that is what's happening here, but I couldn't help but think, you know, I'm naturally untrustworthy, especially when the claims are so big. Oh, we made butter like the real thing. And then
Producing butter.
Another reason they say this makes an impact, no palm oil, a significant contributor to deforestation and climate change. That's not all. Of the 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases emitted every year, 7% is from the production of fats and oils from animals and plants. So when could you get a taste yourself? Right now, they're working directly with restaurants, bakeries, and food suppliers, releasing these chocolates made with their butter in time for the holidays.
I mean, the more I see this kind of stuff, the more I'm worried when I go to a restaurant. I try to make sure to find out where do they get their stuff from. If it is fresh, if it's not a fake or synthetic stuff, because more and more we're going to see that people are not going to disclose this kind of stuff, especially if it makes prices go lower or their prices go lower because they're going to charge us full price. That's for sure.
Savor butter in either its current manifestation or with our partners, we expect that to be on the shelves kind of more like around 2027.
Their teams here.
All right, so we are a bit away from that. So what is that delicious butter that we saw in that plate?
In Batavia, Illinois, and their home lab base in San Jose, California, backed by Bill Gates, who wrote in his blog, quote, "The idea of switching to lab-made fats and oils may seem strange at first, but their potential to significantly reduce our carbon footprint is immense. Believing butter can make a difference."
Okay, that comes from the guy who, you know, says that he can fly in his private jet all that he wants because, well, he is someone who is beyond good and evil, apparently. But it's more than evil than good. Chef Andrew Gruel, disgusting. They are combining hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen to create fat molecules and manipulate that to taste like butter. Why do this when we already have butter? Is everyone's guess. But I'm pretty sure it's the money. You know that you have to follow the money all the time. Because, no, I don't think that people are worried about climate change. They're not doing this for the animals. No, they are doing this for profits. But again, before we say goodbye, I would like to announce that I have yet another channel called Slicing Soup. In fact, this kind of commentary videos are going on that channel. I'm going to leave you with the link in the description of this one so you can follow me there because, well, this is the Body Language Guy channel. I should be talking about body language here, but there are topics that I want to mention because, well, I have spoken about Bill Gates in so many times that maybe I can make this video essays that I've been doing for a couple days in there. Just go, just subscribe, and whatever comes, whatever happens in this that has nothing to do with body language or royals or politics or movies, then I will talk about that in there. So like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this in the comments here. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm still the Body Language Guy. Much love and bliss.